bragging. Chapter 6 at about 18 minutes and 5 seconds. How do I make my essay, deep? Chapter 6 at about 20 minutes and 30 seconds. How do I end my essay? Try Chapter 6 at about 49 minutes and 14 seconds. How do I know whether my essay is good or not? Look at the beginning of Chapter 8. I'm in a jam. How do I write my essay in one night? Try Chapter 8 at about 33 minutes and 17 seconds. Should I share my essay? With how many people? When? Chapter 8 at about 36 minutes and 37 seconds. That's right. This book answers all these questions, and you don't even have to read the whole book. You can jump around. In a few minutes, you'll already be writing your essay. But first, let me tell you why I'm the perfect person to guide you through this process. Why I'm the perfect person to guide you through the essay writing process. This may sound weird, but being the college essay guy is my dream job. Why? Not because as a kid I thought to myself, I really want to be the college essay guy when I grow up. In fact, I first studied to become a screenwriter, BS in Speech Northwestern, then an actor, MFA UC Irvine, and then a counselor, Interchange Counseling Institute. And when I considered all the things that I loved to do and that I'd trained for, writing, speaking, counseling, I realized that I'd uniquely equipped myself to become the college essay guy. So I created this really cool job for myself. How? To paraphrase Joseph Campbell, I followed my bliss. I kept doing what I loved until I found myself in this place. But things really clicked for me when I realized how being the college essay guy actually brought together some of my core values. And I think sharing those with you here might help you understand why I'm the only person who could have written this book. Here are some of my core values. Practicality. I can't stand general writing advice that suggests, use your authentic voice or write what you know. Why? Because I have no idea what these things mean, and because they do not tell me how to do these things. I prefer advice that actually gets me from point A to point B. Efficiency. I love getting things done, and I especially love finding ways to streamline my productivity. It's something I'm actually kind of obsessed with, and my wife likes to joke that in one day I can get done what it usually takes 3 people combined to finish. It's why the word essentials is in the title of this book. Vulnerability. I grew up as a missionary kid, moving 20 times before I graduated high school. Even though I often found myself meeting new people, I began to dislike small talk, either because I knew I'd be leaving soon anyway or because, small talk sucks. Which is why when you meet me, I'll probably ask you some deeply personal question within the first 5 minutes. I'm interested in your deepest story, and I believe vulnerability is a more efficient way of finding that story. So, here's something that feels vulnerable for me to admit. The number one thing I look for when I meet people is their ability to listen and be present. If I sense someone is unwilling to at least try to listen and be present, I tend to distance myself emotionally for fear of being hurt. This feels vulnerable to admit because I think it makes me sound super judgmental. But I'm about to ask you to get vulnerable, so I figured I'd go first. Patterns and connections. I loved watching movies as a kid, and those stories helped me make sense of my world. When I started teaching story structure to my college essay students, I loved how it helped them make sense of their worlds. But it wasn't until I was introduced to narrative therapy that I really began to understand how powerful personal statement writing could be. Through narrative therapy, I discovered how I could reframe events of my past and, in effect, rewrite my identity. It was like learning a superpower. And guess what? You have this superpower too. It's one you'll be upgrading as you read this book. Insight. In college, one of my theater professors wrote the word illuminate at the bottom of a performance analysis I'd turned in. He was challenging me to answer, so what, in a compelling way. I took his note to heart, and it's become something I strive for both in my work and in my life. It's something I challenge you to do, too.